going to come up and join me for our final little selection.
You know, I was walking the trails here at the park a couple days ago, and I stepped in something that went squish, and it was fresh and soft, and it stunk. And you all know what it is, you know, animal doo-doo. But there's a scientific name for poop.
It's called scat. And this piece is called the Scat Rap. And we've never done it before for an audience, but we're just going to have some fun, and hopefully you will too.
And this Scat Rap is by a storyteller and naturalist by the name of Doug Elliott. And there is a chorus to this. And we'll say a line and then you repeat it and you know, that kind of thing. And we want you to participate in that chorus. So the first line is, it starts with an S and it ends with a T. Your turn. Starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that. But let's be scientific and call it scat. But let's be scientific and call it scat. You've got it. Okay, are you ready? I'm thinking of, my mind went blank. Oh, yes. Okay. Look on the ground and listen to me. We're going to talk scatology. Give you information to educate you about that thing we call doo-doo. It starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that. But let's be scientific and call it scat. Call it scat. You're walking through the woods and your nose goes, ooh, might be some critters scat near you. I know it seems gross, but it's okay. They ain't got no place to flush it away. Flush it away. Flush it away. Down on the trail, lying on the ground, nature's Tootsie Roll long and brown. Don't wrinkle your nose, don't lose your lunch. Break it apart, you might learn a bunch. Don't use your fingers, use a stick. Keep sanitary, now that's the trick. That's the trick. It starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that. But let's be scientific and call it scat. Call it scat. If you want to know what animals eat, take a good look at what they excrete. Stuck in the scat are all kinds of foods. Parts of the food their bodies can't use. Like bones and fur. Repeat, bones and fur. Berries and seeds. Berries and seeds. Crawfish shells. Out crawfish shells. Fibers and weeds. Fibers and weeds. Fibers and weeds. Now you're driving your car through a woods or a field. Scat goes flat on your clean windshield. Stuck in the scat are all kinds of seeds. It's all purple and white. You just got bombed by a bird in flight. A bird in flight. Starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that. But let's be scientific and call it scat. Possum up in a cinnamon tree, eating all the cinnamon he could see. That's his butt into the weeds. Good, that's nothing but cinnamon seeds. Cinnamon seeds. Cinnamon seeds. Down by the creek, on a hollow log, fat full of berries and bones of a frog. Late last night he was out with the moon, wading the river. It was Mr. Askew. It starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that. But let's be scientific and call it scat.
on the trail, just 2 minutes old.
2 minutes old? Is that a joke?
No, it's still warm. Just look at it smoke.
All do, frog do too. All God's critters got to doodly-doo. Doodly-doo. Doodly-doo.
Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold. Scat on the trail, 9 days old.
9 days old? How can you tell?
It's getting kind of dry and not much smell.
Scat, scat, rat, scat, bat, scat, too. Even the snake's got a doodly-doo. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo. Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold. Scat in a cave 1,000,000 years old. 1,000,000 years old? Could that be right?
It's the no-jive petrified coprolite.
Coprolite, pterodactyl, scat, and rat scat too. Even the dinos did doodly-doo. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo. It starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you could call it that, but let's be scientific and call it scat. Call it scat.
You're sneaking through the woods. Be quiet now. Shh. Take a quiet step, but something goes squish. Don't put it in your mouth. It ain't delish. Let's put some in a petri dish. Look through a microscope. What do you see?
Microscopic organisms, 1, 2, 3. Bacillus, Streptococcus, and E. coli. They eat scat and then they die. Don't you worry, no need to cry. They ain't that different from you and I. I say you and I. It starts with an S and it ends with a T. It comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, you can call it that, but let's be scientific and call it scat. Call it scat.
So if you want to know who's been out and around, take a good look at the scat on the ground. It tells us what they eat, it tells us who they are, and that's what we know about scat.